Yeah. All right. Usually facing to the left side. This bad mamma jamma is something that people need to get in touch with. But unfortunately, the human eyeball, specifically the indoctrinated one, has an issue. They are not able to look into this sacred power, for they get a glare in their eyeball. They look, it's just like, fuck, I can't look at this fucking joker. I can't see him. I cannot see you. The reason why this is happening is an experiment I've actually done on myself, where I drank some beer last night, and it was not domestic, it was IPA, it was some all-natural, handcrafted shit. And still, the following day, I go outside and I look up at Mr. Sun, and I am not really able to look up at Mr. Sun. There's a little bit of a glare, a little bit of a strain. And it was, luckily for this strain, I was able to conclude the cause of the strain. So, specifically, the specific chemicals of fluoride or whatever is in that beer. I don't know if there's like heavy metal being poured into it or what. But whatever that is that once it gets into the body and metabolizes, it actually has a chemical effect on the body. And when you look up at the sun the next day, when it comes out, you're going to be like, dude, I can't look at the sun. This shit is bright as fuck. I can't see it. When you look at it, it's supposed to be looking like you're looking at paint dry, like you're looking at a fly on the wall. It's not supposed to strain your eyes. If you are in an eye strain, then chances are you are being indoctrinated, and you have a real serious indoctrination going on. If you can't look at it like it's a fly on the wall, and you just see that and you're like, oh, it's a fly on the wall. Oh, it's the sun. Oh, it's the sun has a smile on it, and occasionally that smile, you'll see that more than anything. When it does do that, it's fucking big fucking joker. Sometimes that fucking shit comes up as big as this. Like it smiles as big as it wants. And its eyes will even push up into the top corners. It's like, ding! But nobody can see this. Why can nobody see this? The same illustrations of the 1800s, the Teletubbies, your pop culture. Everything that shows that the sun is a conscious light is being hidden from you. Now, why is this happening? It's because of your chemical indoctrination. Your fluorides, your heavy metals, whatever is in that shit, whatever is in whatever you're drinking. If you have a strain when you look up at the sun and you're not receiving power from the battery, then there is something inside of you that is keeping that connection and blocking that connection. It could be the plastics. It could be, a number of things. But I suggest everyone try this experiment on themselves, because once you do, you will start to see the difference. If you fast, you will be able to look at the sun easier. It's a lot of things that are blocking you from making that connection. So I suggest everybody just try to run experiments on themselves. Just kind of be observant and try to see what's causing yours. What's breaking your connection. That motherfucker smiles big sometimes. It's real fucking crazy. It looks like a dithering of the yellow. So what you'll see, how you look at the sun and you'll see like a real crisp edge around the edge. It's like real bright. That and the color that's next to it, that is a differentiation of color from bright to light to dark, will create the face itself. So it's like differentiation of light and more light and a little bit of darker light hues that creates a facial feature from dithering of light. if that makes sense. So you're not going to just see a face. You're just going to see a series of light that's brighter than the other, dithering itself forward and back until the face appears. And it's very detailed too. It's like a very detailed. Let me just go ahead and draw. I mean, I've seen this thing make faces that are extremely detailed. And I mean, this thing had cheeks and everything. Usually quite subtle at first until it acknowledges that you've come outside, or once it acknowledges that you have a connection and you can see it, it will acknowledge that you're able to see it because it's actually working through you. Once it gets inside of you, it becomes one with you and it works through you. Like you're an extension of it. Like you're part of it, if you make sense. Yeah, that's pretty much the subtle kind of look. It's real vague, but you have to be able to, my vision again, it's like 70% corrected. So I'm not going to see the full details of this motherfucker. But yeah. And he'll smile. Sometimes he'll smile big like that without opening his mouth. It's fucking weird. It's like, dude, you have no jaw structure. And that is the most craziest thing. And if you ever seen like the smiley face, that's what it's adapted from. The creator of the smiley face had a connection. Dr. Seuss had a connection. He knew about the giant trees and created the Lorax story, which is a story about, the sun being a conscious being. So yeah, sometimes I'll see that smile, and that reminds me of the smiley face. Sometimes I see that reminds me of this Facebook icon. That one right there, that's the one I see in my head the most whenever I see that. I'm like, dude, you're just like that fucking... yeah. And he's always happy, constantly. Constantly always has a sunny disposition. Very fucking interesting. So, once again, if you want to be connected to your birthright, your battery, understand that there are blockers of that. Whether it be the plastic, the fluoride, the heavy metal, whatever it is, it's in the liquids. Whatever it is, it's in the liquids. Stay awake.